What's going on, guys? So I tried the Diablo 4 open beta over the weekend, and I started off with a rogue. I wanted to share my positives, concerns, and what I'm looking forward to for the future release at the end of this video. So I'm going to start off by just showing you the highlights of my journey, and hopefully you enjoy it. So first off, I found some materials, and I was scared that they were going to overflow my inventory, but then I learned there's a separate inventory kind of for materials. You could hold as many as you want. Then in town, I found you could, chat, and you could also inspect other people's gear. Similar to WoW, which I thought was pretty awesome. Then I found a bunch of gear and I salvaged it all for materials, which I could use to upgrade future gear. But I found so much gear early on, I didn't really need to upgrade till, I got to like the 20s, I'd say. Around level 7, I had my first event where I actually saw another person helping me, and we got some decent loot from that. Then I did some more quests, and there's region progress, which gives you rewards such as skill points and potion charges and things like that, which go to all your characters, which makes leveling alternate characters a little bit easier. Then I found some more pretty cool events when I was going to do quests, and I got this upgrade of my rare dagger. And actually, you could upgrade rares to legendaries with aspects. Over here I was gambling. I got these obols, which you could gamble for different types of gear, and you might get different rarities as well, from magic to legendaries.
Much, is it?
And here I got my first legendary ring that dropped, and it had a cool aspect where it increased my attack speed by 32%. Now everything was pretty, I was playing on veteran, and it was still pretty easy up until I got to this boss here, and it was my first death. So I wanted to see what the penalty would be, and it wasn't that bad. You spawned at a checkpoint, you lose some durability. It might be worse later on, like level 60s, 70s, but it wasn't bad early on. Then after I learned the boss's moves, I finally beat him, which was pretty cool. The skill tree I really like. It's broken down into different areas. For Rogue, it's subterfuge, agility, different things like that. And I like the build diversity that you can make with that in the gear. Then potions are done a little bit different here. You get charges for potions rather than having them in your inventory. And I got used to that pretty quickly, and I actually like that feature. Not much customization. It's kind of just you have your charges, you heal, and not much to it. And then I found random shrines. I found this conduit shrine, which you saw me like electrocuting all these. I'm kind of neutral on that. It's not really Diablo-esque, but it was pretty cool to destroy everything. Then I got my first aspect of Flurry, which is a nice upgrade for my character, which is based on Flurry. So I was happy about that. Then I decided to gamble a little bit more, and I got an upgrade on Rare Dagger, plus 36 DPS. This is level 18. Then I ran into some more altars, which are scattered throughout the world, which give you bonuses to not only your character, stat bonuses, but also to your other characters that you create on your account. Then I found another event where I found this other person, Seeker, and we just completed this together. Got another legendary. Level 20, I got my second specialization unlocked, Inner Sight. And combo points was my first one that I unlocked at level 15. I found that was better because I already had decent energy regeneration. Then level 20, and maybe the drop rates are just increased for beta, I think that's what they did, but I found a lot of legendaries, especially around level 20, 21, which were upgrades for me, with aspects on them that actually were pretty good for my build as well. So I don't know if they tailor it to... I kind of feel like they tailor it to your class, not necessarily your build, because I got all rogue legendaries. I think that's how they set it up. I don't know if that's how it's going to be in the actual game, but... Then I found out, as I ran through the world, I kept seeing these silent chests, which I don't know how to unlock them, so I had to Google it. And you can get these whispering keys for the cost of obols. And these chests drop. I didn't get any legendaries from them, but I got some rare and magic type items from them as I went through the world. This one I actually got an upgrade, rare dagger, which was nice. And overall I played about, I think, 10 to 12 hours overall throughout the weekend, Friday through through Sunday into Monday. Then I got my first ultimate, which was Shadow Clone, and I wanted to test it out. And it basically creates another version of yourself, and it does 80% damage that you do. And then you can get an upgrade that gives plus 20% damage for 100% of your damage, which is really effective. I found out through fighting bosses and even elites. You could see here from both sides you're destroying this elite, so it's very, very high damage output. Then finally I reached level 25. I got my last skill point, and I refunded some points, and I decided to go back and do some of the areas that I couldn't complete before. Upgraded my gear a bit now that I was at max level for the beta, and I did some enchanting as well. Changed up some affixes on my gear. And here I get a unique, this is a level 25, I get an upgrade legendary dagger with Dark Shroud, which was one of the skills I was using. So it was a nice synergy there. So overall I had a good time, but there were some concerns. The slow quests where that you had to, go to the NPC, then you have to walk and follow. It kind of broke up the fun of killing monsters and getting rewards. So I didn't really like that too much, as well as like repetitive dungeons got boring after a while. Those are my main concerns. Some of the things that I was neutral about was the scaling. So on one side, I came back to an area I thought I was going to be stronger, but it just scaled to level 27. Versus when I did this at level 15, it was at level 17. So I get better gear comparatively at this point, so I was able to complete it, but I don't know, the scalability wasn't great in that aspect, but I could go to any area and still have fun. It wasn't like a linear path, so I could see the pros and cons of the scalability, and I won't have really a better opinion until the full game releases and see how they do that with the other areas. Overall, I definitely had more positives than negatives. The gameplay felt great, especially for the rogue. I think some people had issues with the barb, but the actual like sound effects and particle effects and the impact that the speed at which you attack, everything, the explosion of monsters, like everything was great. The gear progression was pretty good. I think it was a little too much luck with legendaries and rares. I think they should dumb it down or reduce it for the actual game, which I think they will. But I mean, everything was great. There was some good gold sinks with upgrading gear, enchanting gear, and I always felt like I was progressing throughout the game, whether I was exploring or destroying monsters or doing quests. It always, kept me playing more. I looked at the clock and it was, I played for an hour and then all of a sudden I looked at it and it's like 3 hours later. So I did have a good time doing this. I played this all solo. There were some, events, as I mentioned, that I could fight with other people for events. There's no PvP that I saw, no mounts yet. But overall, I had a really good experience, and I'm looking forward to doing the Paragon levels of the Paragon board and uniques once the game releases. So really had fun with this game, and hopefully you guys did too. Let me know if what your experience was, or what your thoughts were if you played the beta or if you're going to play it this weekend. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed this video.